So after Radio City Music Hall, the Vegas thing happened.
Right. So we fly back, and me and Napoleon, we stay at the house. So we got the mansion to ourselves that night.
In LA?
In LA, you know what I'm saying?
And you are in Vegas?
Right.
Me,
with
Castro, and Gaddafi.
You, Castro, and Gaddafi are in Vegas.
Right.
So are you with Pac at the MGM hotel?
No.
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 You're back at your own hotel?
We're at the Luxor.
At the Luxor?
Yeah.
So why didn't you guys roll with Pac?
Well, he was gambling during the day, and then we went back to the Luxor, and he was like, yo, I'm going to go upstairs and get dressed. We're going to meet down in the lobby in an hour and a half. You know what I mean? So me, Castro, and Gaddafi go upstairs, and we doing our thing, getting ready, iron, smoking, chilling, you know what I mean? And then an hour and a half go by, and we notice we ain't hear from him. You know what I mean? So we call up to the room, and we like, yo, is Pac there? You know what I mean? Is he ready? And Gaddafi was like, he left about an hour ago. We was like, the fuck? He left an hour ago? You supposed to hit us up and let us know, you know what I mean? Woom. So I don't know whether he was supposed to call us or we was supposed to just meet down in the lobby. But whatever the case may be, he bounced and we headed over to the MGM like, damn, we missing a fight. Years later, after talking to a few people, I found out that him and Suge were the only ones that had tickets. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of felt like after I thought about it years later, I think he kind of didn't want to tell us that we didn't have no tickets because he was like, yo, y'all going to the fight, we going to the fight, woo. And he didn't want to disappoint us, you know what I mean? So I think he just bounced, like, yo, I'm going to bounce and I'll get back, and you know what I mean? They good. You know what I mean?
Hang out tonight.
We'll hang out tonight. We got 662, we performing, you know, that'd be all right. You know what I'm saying? I really, to this day now, but before I had a lot of questions like that was weird. You know what I mean? Because he would never do that. He would always be like, all right, let's go. You know what I mean? And that day, he didn't do that.
So he bounces with Suge and this other group of death row people.
Yeah.
They run into Orlando Anderson. And him, Suge, and the other dudes end up jumping Orlando. And from what Napoleon was telling me,
so words on the street that if you bring back this death row chain so we can put in our video, this was the words on the street.
Oh.
So that's how it got back to
the
Pac.
rumor was that Puffy wanted to have the death row chain in a
this was
music
the rumor.
video.
This was the rumor. So when they tried to snatch that chain from Trey, and Trey fought them all back, and he got the chain back. It was 3, I think, against somebody got the chain. Whatever, I really don't know that story, whatever happened, but he ended up keeping his own chain.
Trey was the guy from Death Row who got jumped.
Trey was the guy who
by
got
Baby
jumped.
Lane and
Yes.
the other Southside
And he the one that
guys.
said to Pac, that's the dude who snatched the chain. So Pac look at it like, not that he's a Crip who snatched the chain of a blood. Pac look at it like, this dude tried to snatch a Death Row chain for Puffy.
At the time, I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? At the time, he had just got into it with somebody. You know what I mean? It was too much going on for details to be broke down. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff I learned about what happened, I learned afterwards. That day, I didn't know who it was he got into a fight with. It was just, he got into a fight. They got into it. You know what I mean? And like I said, that was a part of the energy at that time because
it was normal.
It was normal. You know what I'm saying? I was just,
any given day, you know, could have been putting hands on somebody. You know?
That's how it went down. So that was just another incident, you know what I mean? And we going into the MGM, and right when we going in, they coming out. So we had to make a U-turn, you know what I mean? And they coming out, and you know what I mean? It just went down.
Okay, so you run into Tupac and Suge right after the beatdown.
We run into everybody, the whole entourage, plus everybody that's now following Tupac and Suge, which was, you know, half the damn casino.
Okay, so you run into Tupac at this point. So you join in with his entourage.
Yeah. We fall in line.
You fall in line. Did he tell you what just happened?
Yeah.
What did he tell you?
Just got into it. Somebody had to whoop somebody's ass.
He even called us at the mansion when he got to the hotel. Like, get on the phone, he going crazy, put on the speakerphone, me and Napoleon listening. He like, yo, we just got into it. We like, yo, y'all be safe out there. Calm down, man. You know what I mean? He had to call us and let us know, you know, it just put some pause on somebody. You know what I mean? You know, all the extra excitement, the fight just happened, Mike Tyson, all this shit. The nigga was called us. I heard the energy just coming through the damn phone, man. You know what I mean?
So you fall in line with Pac and everybody. And then what happens afterwards?
We go back to the hotel.
Okay.
Go back to the hotel and now it's time to get ready because 662 is popping later that night. You know what I mean? It's going down. So, you know, we just chilling. You know what I mean? Just, you know, getting ready for the night.
Okay. So then you guys get dressed and you guys head out to 662.
Yeah, we probably kept the same shit we had on. I'm sure he flipped his gear. You know what I mean? But, you know. It wasn't popping like that for us at that time. You know
Right.
what I mean?
So you guys, I mean, you guys are already, you know, dressed and everything else like that. So you guys head to 662. Tupac and Suge go in the BMW 7 Series. Where were you?
We were in the back, right in back of them. It's a caravan of people, so it's about, I don't know how many cars.
But
I was in Cadillac's car, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're in the car directly behind him or a couple cars back?
directly behind them.
Directly behind him.
Yeah, because Frank was driving. I was the security at the time. So Frank was driving, of course.
Driving you.
Yeah, driving us.
Yeah.
He was like, nah, Frank, I'm going to ride with Suge, ride with the little homie.
So you're following Pac, you know, Suge's BMW with Pac in it. And then there's how many more cars are behind you?
I couldn't even tell you,
A lot.
man. It's a lot. You know what I mean?
Entourage.
This is death row at the height. You know what I mean?
So then a group of girls pulls up and sees Tupac. And then what happens?
A group of girls see Pac, woo woo woo, and then you know, shit went down.
When the group of girls seen him, what exactly happened?
We in the back, so we don't really know what they saying, but this is Pac and Suge in the car. So if somebody see them two niggas anywhere
they
in the
scream.
world, they
That's-
stopping, you know,
it's
like
normal
even
shit.
prior to that, somebody was taking pictures, you know what I mean, standing out in front of the Luxor, people coming up. I mean, it's Pac and Suge. So, you know what I mean, they easily recognizable. It's not like,
It's
you
a
know what I
normal
mean?
day in the life,
It's just
man.
a normal day. We see a car, like, oh, all right, there go some hoes. They
Right.
trying to holler at the homies, whoop, whoop, whoop. That's normal.
So the group of girls see Tupac, go all crazy, and then a car pulls up next to the BMW.
Right.
And what kind of car was it?
It's a white Cadillac.
Okay.
Story's been told ad nauseum. Everybody knows it was a
Yeah.
white Cadillac. Arm came out the back seat and started letting off.
What went through your head when you saw that?
They shoot my nigga. That's, you know what I mean? They shoot, that's what we saying. Like, yo, they fucking shooting the car. They shooting, you know, we telling Frank, like, yo, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It's going down. You know what I mean?
Did Frank do anything?
Frank seemed like, you know, just like everybody there that's with us, we all got caught with our pants down. So that's the look on everybody's face. You know what I mean?
Did you have a gun on you?
Nobody had guns.
Nobody had guns.
Not, at least not in our car. I can't speak for no other cars, but in our car, there was no guns in that car.
Was there a reason for this? Because you guys would roll around strapped sometimes.
All the time.
All the time.
All
but
the time.
Vegas,
Especially like Fatal and them, you know.
No,
Vegas-
all of us used to
all
have
of you
it.
guys had guns.
everybody had a gun
Definitely.
at any time, but Vegas was a different situation because it was outside of Cali, and you know, this man is still on he's out on bail. You know what I mean? And any slip up at any time, even though we were rolling recklessly, us as the little homies never wanted to be the ones that got this nigga sent back to the pen. So we was very careful with how we would move around him. You know what I mean? Especially with the hammers. Now, the security had got told, or somebody told them that, yo, the word had got back, I think from Las Vegas PD, that if anybody got caught with any weapons, they was gonna be arrested.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they weren't allowed to have weapons prior to, you know what I'm saying? And that's, you know, that's weird, you know what I mean? But again, as the low homies, as the soldiers, we not privy to none of this information. This is all shit I learned afterwards. You know what I mean? At the time, I'm thinking shit is normal. It's going normal how it's supposed to be. I'm
Frank
thinking
usually always had his gun on
yeah,
him. So
yeah.
it
I'm
was
thinking
like,
everybody. You know what I mean? We didn't find out that Frank didn't have a gun until we are on our way to 662 that night in the car. And Gaddafi was the one that, Frank, you got your gun, right? He just must have had a feeling or whatever. He knew the gravity of the situation. We all knew the gravity of the situation. So he was the one I was like, yo, you got your strap, right? And Frank was like, no. And the way he said it, he didn't really want to say that. You know what I mean? Because at this point, he's very familiar with Gaddafi. And Gaddafi was the kind of individual, even though he was 18, 19 years old, he wasn't going to pull no punches with you. You know what I mean? And he liable to slap the shit out you if he feel it, because he just didn't, that's just the kind of individual he was. So he immediately started barking on Frank. What the fuck you mean you ain't got no gun? And he's losing it on Frank. And Frank is like, yo, you don't understand. When he's trying to explain it to y'all, but he ain't trying to hear that, because that's his brother in the car in front, and his brother's in his car with him, and he know what it is. You know what I mean? So he lost it, but it was already too late. You know what I'm saying? The chains of events was already in motion. It was nothing Frank could do at that time. It's not like he finna turn around and go get a gun or find a gun, or it's over. You know what I mean?
So, after the shooting happened, you were questioned by police?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you told them?
I told him just what I told you, because that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, literally, everybody was caught with their pants down. It wasn't a situation, we wasn't rolling the way we should have been rolling at that time with the number one nigga in the game. You know what I mean? It's a certain way you're supposed to roll. And I learned that afterwards. You know what I mean? I learned that from Jay Prince. When we went down to H-Town and Rap a Lot, them niggas protect Jay Prince like you supposed to protect the breadwinner and somebody you love. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying Suge didn't love Pac or certain individuals in the entourage didn't love Pac, because them niggas love Pac. You know what I'm saying? They absolutely did. You know what I mean? But we wasn't rolling the way we should have been rolling, because if we were, that would have never happened. We wouldn't even be having this conversation, you know.
So, Keefe D, who is Orlando Anderson's uncle, basically laid out the whole situation about how after Orlando got jumped, they all got together, grabbed some guns, and then first they went to Club 662, but they had seen a bunch of death row dudes, a bunch of Bloods and everything else like that there, and realized that this was not the place to stay at. Did you hear anything about this at all? Mm-mm. No. Okay. So, but Keefe D, in order to beat a major drug case, essentially laid out the whole situation of what happened.
okay.
Where, Orlando did the shooting, Keefe was in the car. There were two other guys that were in the car also who are dead now.
Right.
So essentially,
So none of them people could defend themselves either.
none of the other people can defend themselves.
Right.
When you guys heard this Keefe D story, did it fit based on what you guys had heard previously?
You know, me personally, man, I ain't, I'm not even about to dive into all that, you know what I mean? That's just not what we do, You gotta think somebody, putting something out there, he's fighting cases and trying to get less time. These guys ain't here to defend themselves. Orlando got killed at the car wash, all this shit, you know what I mean? It's like, Pac's not here, you know what I mean? It's like, it is what it is, man. That's for y'all. That's for the media and the, to run with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it ain't for me to even dive into Keefe D's shit. You know what I mean?